Okay, there is another very high-profile rematch for Congress right now happening in the tri-state. That is the 11th district in New York City. It covers Staten Island and southern Brooklyn. And Republican Congresswoman Nicole Malliotakis is facing off former Democratic Congressman Max Rose. Malliotakis beat Rose. She flipped that seat back in 2020. Now Rose is trying to do the same. News 4's Chris Jose is with the Rose camp on Staten Island. But first, let's go to News 4's Gus Rosendale with Congresswoman Malliotakis. And Gus, how's her campaign feeling right now?
Extremely confident and very loud in this room right now as they're starting to make their speeches here. NBC News is not yet calling this race, but campaign officials here are pointing to early voting numbers, and they're extremely confident that their candidate will be heading to his second term at this point, Adam.
And what is it about this race, as the Malliotakis campaign feels good, they feel like they might be positioned for the win? What is it about the race that they point to? Here is the breaking news for you coming in right now, actually, Gus. Projected winner is Nicole Malliotakis. Malliotakis reelected, projected to win that House seat, number 11 in New York, 63% to 37% right now, with 71% of the votes counted. So what are they pointing to as the reason that she is the projected winner tonight in District 11?
Well, at this point, there's certainly the power of the incumbency helped her, and also in terms of, while this is a city where Democrats outnumber Republican voters, this is particularly a district where that's not always the case. This is a place that Donald Trump won in 2016 and 2020. Malliotakis is also very familiar to voters in this district. She's a longtime Assembly member. She also ran for mayor a couple of years ago. In terms of tracking on political issues, pretty much along party lines when it came to big issues like inflation, crime, and abortion. But in recent weeks, crime has certainly dominated the agenda, and it's widely believed her stances on that, also economic issues, have done very well with voters here in District 11, a district that covers Staten Island and southern Brooklyn. And we're expecting to hear from the candidate shortly now, Adam.
Okay, we're going to wait for that in just a moment, Gus. Let's go over to Chris Jose with the Max Rose campaign. And Chris, how have they digested what at this point seem to be lopsided numbers as Nicole Malliotakis is the projected winner in the 11th District of New York?
Words, right? He talks the talk.
Well, Adam, I can tell you that the camp here, the Max Rose campaign, not officially conceding just yet, but you can definitely feel the energy has really gone down over the last few minutes here on Staten Island. You know, you would have thought that the playbook for Max Rose would be simple in this campaign. Simply follow the Democratic playbook and everything else would fall into place. But at the end of the day, there's a large conservative population here, a large Republican population here on Staten Island, and we saw that as the numbers are showing right now, Nicole Malliotakis projected to win District 11. Adam.
Yeah, did you get a sense of how much, from talking to people, it hurt Max Rose? The political climate nationally. President Biden, very low approval ratings right now. We've seen in the governor's race statewide a lot of concerns about crime and, of course, in the economy and inflation. How much of that would they point to as where Max Rose fell off, certainly from when he was elected to Congress in that seat not too long ago?
Well, Adam, you know, when you talk to Max Rose, at the end of the day, you know, he was trying to separate himself from the Democratic Party, that national Democratic agenda. He called out President Biden, saying that he shouldn't run for re-election in 2024. But if I'm talking to folks here on the ground, just from voters casting their ballots earlier, you know, the big issue right now, at least for the conservatives and also folks that were independents in this, was crime, was economy and crime. That's the big two topics that we heard from people today. And on Staten Island, of course, when you have a lot of Republicans who tend to lean conservative, even some Democrats who tend to lean conservative, this is the end result.
Okay, Chris Jose and Gus Rosendale covering the race now projected for Nicole Malliotakis, New York's 11th congressional district. Nicole Malliotakis projected to be reelected there to the House seat. Gus, Chris, thank you guys so much.